Last Friday, I was out hunting Obsidian Flames, and 1 week later, Friday, today, I am bringing you a price update. The price update is probably not going to shock a lot of people. Unfortunately, this set is tanking, as you could have guessed, I should say, from the thumbnail. Obsidian Flameout is basically what this one has been doing the last week or so, and I kind of anticipate more of it happening going forward. It does have some cool cards in there, but I think there are some factors that are playing into why this set is doing so poorly. And I know that 151 is the first one that I'm going to bring up because everyone I speak to is saying I'm saving for 151. So they kind of, looked at Obsidian Flames and it wasn't anything that blew people away, which kind of was a good thing, I think, for a lot of collectors because they want to save their money for 151. Now, it almost was like Pokemon came in and said, well, we want to try to save the set a little bit, so let's throw some more Charizards out there and see if that can help. I think so far it's helped a little bit, but I think the big reason why it's helping is because these Charizards are playable. I don't think a lot of people love their designs, to be honest with you. The Terra, I see a lot of people ripping on the Terra look online, but the playability definitely helps, I think with this. And we're going to have a look at that later on. So let's look at the list here of what we've got as far as the price market, or as far as the market goes for pricing some of these singles. Now, there are only 8 cards. Yes, that is not a mistake. There are 8 cards that are $10 and above for this set. That is not good. That is not good at all. It goes to show you there are not that many playable cards in this set. And there are not that many great cards overall, I don't think, even for the collector side of things. But let's look at the first one here. We have Pidgeot EX. Now, this one is very playable. This is actually pretty much a reprint from Fire Red, Leaf Green, and I can't take credit for that one. Somebody brought that to my attention. I was not playing back then, but I did get to see this one in action last night at my league. And it was very, very good. It was against the Charizard deck. They played this, and they had it, of course, on their bench. They were using the Quick Search, which allows you to search for any card in your deck and put it into your hand, and it doesn't end your turn or anything. I mean, you can go ahead and use that card. So it's pretty wild once you need the rare candy to get this evolved from Pidgey, but it's a crazy card. And I can see why the EX is at a 10-13 market price right now. This one could even go up because I feel like at first it was kind of lower for the other one, at least, that we're going to talk about later on. And I think people are starting to realize just how good this card is, especially some of the newer players, maybe like myself. I like collecting, but fairly new to actually playing. So I think that it was an eye-opener to me last night seeing this one. It might be something I try to throw in my Chen Pal deck. We'll see what happens. But yeah, 10-13 market price, that's just for a regular EX. And it's simply because this card is playable. All right, next up we have the Gita Special Illustration Rare. So this is the only card in the top, I can't say top 10 because I didn't look that far. I just looked at the $10 and above card. So this is the only trainer card that's $10 or above in this. And that's wild to me because the last 2 sets were kind of trainer heavy. We have the Miriams at the top, and then we had... for Paldea Evolved, and we had Ionos. So, a 1054 market price for an SIR isn't great. I could see this one going down a little bit more. It was at 13. I think I picked it up at 13. And to be honest with you, I bought all of the trainer cards in this set. And this is not something that I typically recommend. It's not something that I typically do. But I bought all the trainer cards, and I think they were like $35 shipped, which is outrageous. Paldea Evolved alone, Iono regular 4 is like $37 market price. So you can't even get that one for under that. And I got all of them from Obsidian Flames for that price. So I was really excited, for me personally, because I collect 4 trainers. So I was super pumped about that. But that's not, really something that I don't think Pokemon's pumped about, that this set is not doing very well. This is a cool looking SIR. I think people were pretty hyped about it at first. The card itself, I thought it could be playable looking at it. I don't know for sure if it's going to be here, if something else comes up and people were putting it, with pairing it with something. But I may try it, actually, because when my Frigibax or Baxcalibur gets wiped out, it's hard for me to get some energy on Pokemon. And now we're at Ninetales. Now, this Ninetales illustration rare is one that people were hyped about from the start. It has gorgeous artwork. I think Ninetales is I don't want to say underrated. maybe Pokemon doesn't realize how many people actually do love Ninetales, I should say. And this artwork really brings out the coolness of Ninetales. And we're at a $13.34 market price. I would not be shocked if this one gets bought out, just like the Magikarp. I mean, this one is really, really cool. A lot of people want it. And I won't be shocked to see that if, if it does turn out to be one that gets bought out, or everybody just, starts tackling it here soon if they're not pulling it. I was lucky enough to pull this one. I saw a family member of mine actually pulled 2 of them, and I think some of my friends even pulled them too. So it doesn't seem like it's that hard of a card to pull. But if you're not opening Obsidian Flames and you're saving for 151, you're probably going to buy this one. And right now isn't a terrible time to buy. I think you will see fluctuation in the price for sure, as we always do with new sets. But at the same time, it could be one that gets bought out. And I think that you wouldn't be mad at yourself to get this at the $10 to $13 range, just to make sure that you secure it, because we saw what happened with Magikarp. And here we are back with another Pidgeot EX. This is the special illustration rare. Now, this one is at $18.72. It was a little lower a few days ago. I think it was even at like 14, I want to say, maybe 15. So it did go up a couple dollars. And again, it's the quick search. It's the ability there that's really bringing this one up. I would love to add this one because it's a great looking artwork. I'd add it to the binder. I wouldn't personally play it in my deck just because I don't play the special illustration rares and full arts quite as much. I mean, some of the full arts, I guess I should say, that I play, but if they're expensive compared to the regular EX or regular Vs, going back to Sword and Shield era, I will play the regulars over these top tier cards. So this one's just, like I said, very neat looking Pidgeot flying there at you, and the quick search just is, we don't even need to talk about that anymore because you guys know how great it is. And I think, again, maybe some of the newer players or some of the older players still could be finding room for this in their deck, and I think this one could continue to climb. Now we're at the meat and potatoes of Obsidian Flames. The Charizard EX is the first one we're going to have a look at, and it is number 4 as far as the highest price card in Obsidian Flames currently, with a $31.69 market price. Now, this is a regular EX, so this is kind of wild. I think it could fluctuate, but it did go up. So it was at like $27 not long ago. It's up to $31.69. I attribute that to Charizard being playable. I played against it last night, as I just mentioned, and it was very, very good. I mean, I was impressed with it. And, you get those 3 energies when you evolve it into Charizard. You only need 2 for the attack at 180. And then what is it? I think 30 more for each prize card you take. So I took 2 prizes right off the hop last night. And then they were hitting me at 240, which would KO pretty much anything in my entire Chin Pal deck. So yeah, this one is playable, and it's Charizard. So I could see it fluctuating a little bit more, maybe going up a little bit more. If it starts to tank, though, I see this one dropping like the other Charizards. Because here's the thing. Are people tired of Charizard? Because we have gotten a lot in the Sword and Shield era, and now already 3rd set in, and we got more. We got, a lot, even like the Radiance, looking back, with the Radiance of Pokemon Go. And then what was the other one? And I can't remember what set the other Radiant was in. But we got a couple Radiants there. Oh, Crown Zenith. It was just Crown Zenith. So Charizard seems to always sneak in and make an appearance, and I think people are starting to get a little tired of him. So in my opinion, this is because this card is playable. I don't see this being more than maybe like, and it may even drop if it stops being playable, or if people test it out and they're not really feeling it, or if something comes out and just destroys it. But in my opinion, it's because it's playable, because people are starting to get tired of Charizard, and I think that that this set was they tried to save it. Pokemon tried to save it by throwing Charizards in there. And it will be interesting to follow these 4 to see what actually happens going forward. But here's a stunner. So $31.69 for the regular Charizard EX. But the Charizard EX Ultra Rare, which is much cooler in my opinion. I know some people think it looks silly, but it's much cooler in my opinion. I like the white-gray backgrounds of these Terra Pokemon. It's $32.16 market price. $32.16. So what is that? Like, not even $1 more and you can have the full art? So I'm not sure if people just don't like the look of this or what it is, but I would be playing this one all day over the regular EX. So I want to keep an eye on this and see if this one goes up or if the regular EX passes the ultra rare, which would just blow my mind because I'm not real sure, what that would be about, if it's just they simply don't like the artwork or what it is. But I personally would be playing this one, especially only for like not even $1 more. And finally, we are down to the last two for Obsidian Flames. Again, Charizard heavy at the top. We get the Charizard EX, hyper rare. This one is at $41.01. And I was lucky enough to pull this. At first, when I saw this leaked, I was kind of like, I don't know what is going on here. Like the kind of glittery wings and the pink and blue. And I didn't quite get it. The artwork. I thought it could have been cooler. And then, some people didn't like, they call them the hats, I guess, that Charizard, is wearing here for the Terra types. But then I pulled it and it glimmered in the sunlight when I took a picture, and I really like the card now. So Pokemon got me with this one. It is, a little bit higher than obviously the other two Charizards that we talked about. I could see this one staying up there. I think that it seems to be hard to pull, at least from, it is a hyper rare, so it should be, and theoretically. And a lot of people that I spoke with did not pull this one. They actually pulled the SIR over this one. So yeah. This guy's at $41.01 market price. It will be, again, curious. I will be curious, I should say, to see what happens with this, just because so many Charizards in this set. The set is new, so I would not, unless you're trying to play this like super quickly, I don't think I would be buying any of these. And here's why. At number 1, we have Charizard EX Special Illustration Rare. It's down to $97. Iono in Paldea Evolved is over $100 still. It's a more expensive card. Yes, it's playable, but you could, there are cheaper options. So Iono is just fan favorite, in addition to, being playable. But this one's at 97, and I looked actually, and there are cheaper options even to buy, below market price. So this one's going to keep dropping. It's going to be probably 92 probably here before too long. I think the one that I saw was like 92 and a couple to ship, 4 to ship or something. I know at the end of the day, you're paying, closer to the market price there, but I really think that we're going to see this one drop. And I don't think that the deck I played against last night, that they used this one in the deck, but I do think this one will continue to drop. And again, just so many Charizards, too many Charizards. So combine that with 151 coming out, and this is what we're going to get. And that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I want to know what you think of Obsidian Flames. Are you buying it? Are you buying the singles? Are you saving for 151? If 151 wasn't on the horizon, would you be buying the set, or are you simply tired of Charizard?